So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to dive into today includes new PlayStation 2 classics potentially coming to the PlayStation 5, Sony and Square Enix have a new partnership officially, and highlights, a recap / my reaction to the Summer Games Fest show from yesterday. First, what would you rate the Summer Games Fest event from 1 to 10? I'm going to talk about it and what I thought in just a sec, but before we get to that, I want to know what you guys thought of the show. So comment below from 1 to 10, what would you rate the Summer Games Fest event? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, highlights, recap, and reaction to the Summer Games Fest event from yesterday. So, for me, I personally enjoyed the event. This is a general event, so I was just focused on seeing cool games and announcements, and honestly, in my opinion, we got that. Here are my highlights from the show from yesterday. First up, so this isn't in any order. I'm not going by the order of the show. I'm just going by what I listed as my highlights from the show. So first up, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which was actually the first game shown. For me, the gameplay here looked like a lot of fun, but I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the prince not being the main character you play with. I'm still looking forward to it. It drops January 18th, 2024. Next up, this is one of my top highlights of the show, so I guess a highlight of the highlights. I wasn't expecting Spider-Man 2 to be there, but we not only got the box art of the game, which looks great, we got new images that also look great, especially the Venom one. When that one went up, the crowd they were excited. Speaking of Venom, Eddie Brock is not Venom, so it looks like it'll probably be Harry here, which you kind of could have guessed from the last game. Some people are guessing it's Kraven, so that's an interesting one. Let's see how that plays out. The game drops this October 20th, so not September, and pre-orders go live on June 16th, your local time. I'm hoping to get the steel case edition. It seems to only have one figurine with it of Peter and Miles fighting Venom, so not too much there that I have to find a place to put, which I like because I really only want the steel book. And that was Spider-Man 2. Next up, another top highlight, which was Sandland. Sandland comes from the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, and it literally looks like Dragon Ball The Adventure. I love Dragon Ball as a whole, Z, GT, and of course Super, so I'm definitely here for this whenever it drops. I didn't play much of Kakarot. I got a bit bored. Maybe I'll give it another try, but this here looks more enjoyable than that. It drops sometime in 2024, I think, or actually we don't have a specific date. Next up, Warhammer Space Marine 2. This was another top highlight. I was happy to see this game again. I recently played Warhammer Space Marine to get ready for this, and there were doubts of it releasing this year, but they have a winter 2023 release window, which of course could still mean early 2024, which they could have just said at this point if it was that case. Just say it at this point. Regardless, we have a time frame, and we also got a confirmation that this game is 3-player co-op, which was also exciting news. I can't wait to hop on this when it drops. Next up, another top highlight, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This was a solid surprise at the end of the show. I know Jeff Keighley kind of worded it for some, making it seem like Bloodborne 2 was going to be revealed, considering he's like, the rumors are true. But I was still excited to see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It drops early 2024. The game looks gorgeous. The open world looks expansive, and the game apparently will be 2 PlayStation 5 discs at launch, which this game is basically going to be huge, is what's being said here. Next up, another top highlight, Alan Wake 2. We got new gameplay clip for Saga Anderson, and the visuals, environment, the atmosphere, the shooting mixed with the original game's flashlight mechanics all look great here, especially the visuals, man. This game is one of my most anticipated this year outside of Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, and Warhammer Space Marine 2. Next up, Twisted Metal. We got a trailer for it. I'm going to be honest, it wasn't really a highlight of the show, let alone a top highlight. But it was there. The trailer looked all right. I was hoping to see a darker version of Sweet Tooth, but it looks like here we're getting a Joker-like version of him. I'm still going to be watching the show this July, so let's see how that ends up being. Next up, another highlight, Crossfire Sierra Squad. We got new gameplay mixed with live action. I wish we'd get an extended gameplay look at this game, but from what we've seen so far, it looks like it's going to be a fun game. We got a release window. It drops this August. Not sure why we didn't just get a date at this point, because it's pretty close. That's less than 2 months away, I guess. Next up, Mortal Kombat 1. Not really a fighting fan myself, but the gameplay was bloody in the new look we got yesterday. Not sure if I'd get it, but what we saw was solid. Next up, Toxic Commando. This game looked like a mix of Call of Duty Zombies and World War Z, and that's right up my alley. So it's all I'm interested in this. It's also a co-op title. I'm interested to see more of this game and how it actually ends up playing, how the loop is, how the gameplay loop is, what it's all about. It comes out sometime in 2024, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. And the final game of the list, not the show, it was shown earlier on in the show, is Sonic Superstars. Sonic is back in 2D, but with a new look, and is also 4-player co-op. Simply, honestly, it just looks like a fun game to play, so I'll keep my eyes on this one. And it drops fall 2023. And those are my highlights. Solid show in general for me personally. Now diving into the second story of the video, official Square Enix Sony partnership. So seeing this story along with Final Fantasy 16 being PS5 only and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth being PS5 only, at this point I'm wondering why Sony hasn't already just acquired Square Enix. They announced a new partnership this week for Final Fantasy 16, reading from G-Style Mag. With the release of Final Fantasy 16 only a matter of weeks away, Sony wanted to announce its partnership with Square Enix on the upcoming action RPG. PlayStation 5 will be the only place to play Final Fantasy 16 and will be for the foreseeable future. With this, Sony is suggesting playing on their Sony Bravia XR TVs or InZone M9 gaming monitors is the best way to take full advantage of the 4K resolution this game looks to present. So they've teamed up to promote Final Fantasy 16 alongside their product line for their TVs and gaming monitors. I'm honestly not sure when was the last time I saw Sony do something like this with third-party games. I'm wondering if they even did this with something like Call of Duty. But you guys let me know if you think Sony should just buy Square Enix at this point or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, PlayStation 2 classics potentially returning on PlayStation 5. Reading from Sqaure, longtime PlayStation fans will recognize the name Siren, developed by the long-defunct offshoot of Japan studio Project Siren, and responsible for the 3 survival horror stealth games that comprise the trilogy. Sony is celebrating the series' 20th anniversary, which has caused some to hold out hope for a revival. PlayStation Japan posted the following tweet teasing the upcoming 2-part celebration. So here's what PlayStation Japan said. PlayStation 2 this year marks the 20th anniversary of the release of Siren. 2 events will be held this summer to celebrate the 20th anniversary. I'm gonna butcher these names. Siren in Namja Town, Yutage, I think, July 14th to September 3rd. And the other one is Iskai LRI Expo. Siren 20th anniversary, which happens August 3rd to the 5th. Please look forward to the follow-up report. So Siren, the franchise, started on the PlayStation 2 and ended on the PlayStation 3. I've never played the games myself, but I've heard people enjoyed them. With Sony pushing for remakes like Silent Hill 2 remake, I wonder if they do something like that for their own franchise with Siren. You can play the original Siren game and its sequel from the PlayStation 2 era on your PlayStation 5 right now, downloadable as well. The PlayStation 3 Siren title, of course, is only stream only. Maybe Sony could do something with that, but of course that would require a PS3 emulator. Let's see what they do here for their 20th anniversary, but you guys let me know if you're fans of Siren or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with another weekend is here. The weekend is here. I would say usually it's time to play some video games, but I'm going to be at a cottage this weekend, so it's going to be me hanging out with buddies, hopefully decent weather. But that's my weekend. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend as well. And if you're going to enjoy the weekend, destroy the comment section with another weekend is here. And I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.